All right. My friend Sickles here and I are going to be talking about why shipping software should be boring. But actually, this is we're going to be giving a demo in which we ship our software live to the world, and you all cross your fingers and hope that it's a catastrophe, because that would make for a really great story at reInvent. Could happen. You never know when you're testing in production, right? But it's also it's a talk about high-performing teams and socio-technical systems, because all talks about software are about high-performing teams and social technical systems. I need to advance a slide or two here, don't I? Right. There's our faces, etc. A lot of times it feels like, if you carry a pager and, the burden of the world rests upon your shoulders, and you're always getting asked to give something up, right? To sacrifice your sleep or your family time or the time you'd rather be spending building something else except, fixing all of the takeaways from the last retro where everything's broke. But I feel like actually, the job of building high-performing teams and systems, it shouldn't just be something that's thankless and masochistic, because honestly, it's a lot more fun to be a good engineer than a bad engineer. It's a lot more fun to do a great job and make your users delighted than for them constantly to be badgering you, right? It's more fun to have users who are excited to come up to your booth at AWS reInvent. All the stuff that we're building towards is a better world. And so I think that nobody would actually argue with us about this, right? So the question is, okay, and now what, right? How do we actually put that into practice? And I think that it always starts with your tooling, right? If you've got a socio-technical system, you've got the people who are doing their best, you've got the production where users are doing their best. The lever that you have on which the world turns is your tooling. Software is such a chaotic, fast-moving industry that if you aren't constantly trying to keep up and leapfrog, you're just constantly losing ground, right? There's entropy everywhere. A system that you built one day is going to become more expensive to maintain the next day and the next day and the next day. So it's all continuing to invest in better tools is a way of continuing to help free up your brain space, so that you can spend time doing the things machines can't do. And all of this kind of comes back to the way that you build better systems and better teams is by using better tools so that you can do things faster. And I know this is not news to anyone, right? This is a key conceit of CI/CD that we've been putting into production for 15 years now. But where I think a lot of people, what time am I on? How many minutes?
You're good. You got it right there.
Oh, thanks. I think that where a lot of people mess up here is by trying to do everything at once. Trying to fix the tests and fix production and add more monitoring checks and do all of these things, when what you really focusing your energy on, if you had to focus on one thing, I would say this: make deployments boring and fast so that you can go through as many of them as possible, as easily as possible, to get to a good state. It actually doesn't matter if you're getting better this much or this much per deploy. It matters that you are deploying a lot, right? And it matters that this is the default. As soon as you merge or change it to Git, you should know that it's going out automatically. It should be your changes only. If you know your changes are going out, you're probably going to go look at it if it's out within 10 minutes. If you're pretty sure that your changes and 1 to 50 of your closest colleagues are going out at some point in the next 1 to 3 weeks, you're never going to go look at it, right? There's something so powerful about making your deployments boring and using your tooling to, instead of trying to prevent failures, instead getting comfortable with exploring your failures. What percentage of your professional lives do you think you have spent trying to reproduce shit in staging that will never be reproducible in staging? Not going to ask for answers because I couldn't hear them if you said anything. I'm all about test and prod these are not commandments held down from the mount by the Lord Almighty, but these are things that make your engineering cycles better used, right? More bang for the buck. And like fundamentally, like if you've got two people who are like on two different teams, sorry, you got the bummer bee, but that's Pierre, isn't it? If one team is deploying many times a day and one team is deploying once every other month, like extrapolate that out. Like not only is the little blue-haired bee going to be on a team that has made so much more progress, she's going to be a better engineer, like a dramatically better engineer. This is in your best interest as technologists, right? I've never met an engineer who has gotten to work on a team where they auto-deploy their stuff like constantly, who is willing to go back. This is also an important retention thing that you can do. And the job of observability is to make this possible. I don't think it's a mistake that until observability was on the scene, auto-deploy was basically impossible because you were shooting in the dark, right? You were rolling some shit out and crossing your fingers and waiting for a monitoring check to fail. That doesn't give anyone confidence, because it shouldn't, right? But if you're instrumenting your code as you're writing it, and then you go and you look at it in production within, while it's all still in your head, and you look and see, is it doing what I expected it to do? And does anything else look weird? Like, you'll catch upwards of 80% of all bugs right there in that magic moment before you moved on to the next thing. There's all this data. I don't have it here. I only have a few slides. But like this data shows that like the price of finding and fixing bugs goes up exponentially starting at the moment when you wrote the bug, right? You type it, you backspace. Good for you. It's never going to get any easier. But like the next fastest way to fix it is as soon as it's in production. And shipping it to staging doesn't count because your users are way more creative than your test cases are. So observability. If you all have been following us on Twitter, then I don't really think I need to talk too much about this. Observability is all about handling high cardinality, high dimensionality data. It's about tightening those feedback loops. It's about getting you intimately connected with your code meeting real users and real production systems. And if you don't have it, you're right. You probably shouldn't deploy on Fridays. Right. If you want to know more, Honeycomb booth is over here somewhere. But I'm going to turn it over to Sickles now because I've been talking long enough. I feel like we should just actually show you some of the sausage.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to take the screen here. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and deploy some code.
Cross your fingers.
Let's do this. Hopefully, by the time I am done talking, we'll be able to play a game. For all of you who don't know, today is the 50-year anniversary for the game Pong. And so we figured, hey, what better way to deploy some code? We'll watch. We're going to have B-Pong being released to our production system right now today. First things first, though, part of the Honeycomb deploy process, I had that PR open, allows us to test our code in our dog food environment prior to going to production. An engineer needs to be able to ask questions about the new code that they're deploying right now. So I'm on this PR Poodle, is what we call them. Poodle is our front-end service. This is deploying to our front end. I'm going to go ahead and play this game. So we're going to go ahead and click Charity. Part of this game is you're going to try to survive as long as possible. It's going to bounce across the screen. The bee's going to speed up. Our poor log is going to get smaller and smaller until eventually we're going to maybe lose here.
Die.
We'll see how long I can last. And I lost. Great. So you can see here I have a session ID 6QGW. I'm going to go ahead and run over here into Honeycomb, and let's see, did that work? Hey, looks like I have some data. I selected Charity. I took about 26 seconds there. I'm going to go ahead and verify my trace, make sure that looks good. Come to the Traces tab. And that's the game Pong. You can see that I had a game time. I moved left, I moved right, moved left to right. Basically, the code is working as intended. I can validate in Honeycomb. I have observable data. This is going to be working through our build pipeline. Now, there's a little bit of hand-wavy stuff here. This is one of our build processes as it goes to production. Typically, we deploy in about 15 minutes. Naturally, being a 15-minute talk, I have my engineers in the background right now fast deploying that code. But I want to make sure my build pipeline is also going well. You can observe that data as well. So coming in here, this is a previous build. I can see how long it took, 600 so seconds. Like I said, 15 minutes. I can see what's taking the longest part of my build. Maybe you want to improve so you can go faster. We spend a lot of time on our JavaScript tests, our Go tests, building the code, linting it, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to have a lot of good high cardinality information in here. So for example, if I click on this, we can see which branch is being built right now. So if I come in here, this is our main branch. We're deploying it to production. Now, at the end of this, I don't know if it's not yet out. It takes about 2 to 3 minutes, my engineers told me. But for all of you as a takeaway, we're going to be giving away books about observability engineering at our booth. It's over there, 1348. To the first 5 people who can make it to, let's say, over 40 seconds. I had my engineers playing this yesterday. Typically, people were in the 30 to 40-second range. So I think that's a good, lofty goal. In the meantime,
What are we going to give them if they're over 40 seconds playing Pong?
the book, observability
The book. Oh, don't they get that for free anyway?
It depends.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So we're waiting for this to go. And I'm waiting. Let's see, what last other things do we put in here?
Can we see any of the instrumentation, maybe?
I don't have that open, but let's go ahead and ask questions. Like I said, I had my engineers play this yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. I'm going to extend this out to the last 24 hours. And I have a view into the system. Let's go over here. So as you can see, I have various questions I want to ask about my potential Pong data system. I have the unique sessions coming through. In this case, we had 22 unique people playing the game yesterday, right? I can see how long people are lasting in the game. I can see how fast the bee is going on the screen. I have browser info. So we're going to be collecting your device browser width and height. And you're able to play this on your phone as well. So we can see what browser you're on, whether you're on Android, you're on a laptop, etc. I can see who's getting the best scores. Like I said, you can see in here that typically people are in that 20, 30-second range. Some people are going above and beyond. And then also we can see you had all the choices on the screen of the different bees, right? So right now, Charity's winning out. Everyone seems to be selecting Charity over everyone else. We're going to try this one more time. And looks like it's not yet make it to production. We might have to, because I know we're limited on time here. You might just have to come over to our booth in the next couple minutes. Oh, I was told there, go, go, go. There we go. It's in prod. You can all right now go to ui.honeycomb.io/b_game.
The game. Nice.
And
play it, then come and we'll show you all of your stuff and then the instrumentation on the back end.
Yep, bring that session ID and we'll be able to look you up.
Yeah.
All right.
That was awesome.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.